So, this is a day in the life of an Eichten Fellow. Right now, we are standing in the newsroom at NPR. Yeah, we are just talking to different people about what it means to be an Eichten, and Lorna is the editor that the Eichtens primarily work with in the summer. So do you have any words about what it entails?
It entails a lot of hard work, doesn't it? Yeah. A lot of sort of pushing yourself out of your comfort level, interviewing people, asking them questions, smart questions, and putting that all together in a brilliant radio web piece. That's kind of, in essence, what you're doing. But you're also learning all the way through the process, hopefully, and getting better and honing your skills. And by the end, you both have done amazing work. And I think maybe have learned a lot about the media and the process and what goes on behind the scenes to put together these stories. And it's a lot of work, isn't it? Yeah.
The fun thing about working at NPR is how quirky everything is. Every one of the printers have a name. Lucy, Helen, etc. This is still Lucy. Some of the other printers have gotten replaced. I think poor Albert kicked the bucket yesterday. Here's Darth Vader. It's fun to just do a walk around all the different cubicles of the reporters because everyone has a different personality. Hey, Bob. Do you have a couple minutes to talk to us? That'd be great.
Please. Welcome to my office.
Thanks, Bob.
Excuse me, I have to close the door.
Oh. So, Bob, what do Eichtens do from your perspective? I mean, you're kind of kitty corner to our cubicle.
Yes. Well, I will tell you what I think they do, because I don't really know what they do. What I think they do is they find out whether this whole journalism thing is something that offers a future for them, and if so, what sort of future? Or maybe they decide they don't like a journalism career, and then they go off and become French literature majors or something. That's my guess. To the extent they learn about journalism, they learn from probably one of the best in the business that I've ever known, in the person of Gary Eichten, and also a crew of folks here at NPR who are pretty darn interested in getting talented young people into the business, because we need that. So, what do they do? What do they really do? Let me ask you.
Oh, and see, here's the sign of somebody who's experienced in journalism. They turn the question on you. You'll notice that there are bobbleheads of Gary everywhere. You can maybe see how many we can count around the newsroom. They're on top of all of the clocks. This is the conference room. George and I walked in day one, and it was pretty intimidating, but it's turned out to be one of the highlights of the internship because you get to listen to all of the editing genius talk about what is newsworthy, why it's newsworthy, what's going to be on the air coming up. I'll have you know, the editors sometimes get a little bit territorial about where they like to sit. Right now, I'm sitting in Mike Mulcahy's chair, which, I don't know, feels pretty liberating. So, hi Mike, if you're watching this. So this is a production studio. Every production studio comes with a few guaranteed things. Obviously, you have your equipment here. You have the microphone, the headphones. You can make phone calls to people and record them as you interview them. This is where you put together all of the things that will go on radio. When you see that bright red light, you don't want to walk in because somebody's being recorded, just like Marty Moylan's interviewing this gentleman right here. This is where all the editors stand, sit, do their work right here. Marty is our cubicle neighbor, and And it seems like he's always working on about 6 things at a time. Constantly.
Always make it look that way.
Maybe.
What do we do here? We nurture minds. No.
Is there anything you would say to people who are thinking about applying to this fellowship, based on what you know of what we do?
Well, it seems worthwhile, doesn't it? And you get to work with Gary. He's a hoot, isn't he?
My client was innocent. I, too, am innocent of these bad rogue charges. Unjust.
He is a hoot.
No, I think you go out on stories. You report stories like you did. You hone your craft. Hopefully you're learning from us. Hopefully we're learning a bit from you. That's what I think you do. Yeah. Is that very accurate? Yeah, you think so? You work with Gary. You work with your namesake, one of the best ever.
This is Gary himself. I'm blanking on a question. I don't know.
And so hopefully you get some good tricks and tips from him about how to do this.
I want people who are curious, who have a brain in their head, want to learn about the media, maybe want to get into the business, but at least are interested enough in finding out how the news process works that, they're willing to spend a summer here. Virtually all of the people who've done this have had no experience when they start. Generally early June. But I will guarantee that person that by the middle of August, they'll be fully proficient in all the stuff they have to do to be like a radio reporter. Guarantee.
This is an incredible opportunity to be able to hear everyone's stories. You learn pretty quick here that everyone has a story to share. And when you're with NPR, you get to do some of the most various assignments. Everything from the verdict of Geronimo Yanez, which was national news, to covering protests regarding a satanic monument, potential light rail expansions, also the mentorship that Gary Eichten has provided has been something that has completely transformed the way I look at both news, what entails voicing for radio, everything from those types of things to just having someone who will give you general and honest life advice.
You wake up every day excited to come to work. You leave work not really wanting to leave work because it doesn't seem like work. You are in the business of telling stories. And it's a beautiful thing.